Okay. All right. Welcome everyone to the Bizload Solutions webinar, IT webinar. I like to call it IT and probably business webinar because we have some speakers that are interested in not just purely IT, but sometimes business related as well. Basically, I'll go through, I'll basically, let me just share my screen for a second. So just 1 second, I'll share my screen. Okay, so this is the webinar on careers and future in IT infrastructure. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yep. And basically careers and future in infrastructure in IT infrastructure management and cybersecurity. We have our special partner and guest, Ijaz or Ajazi Hussain. And yeah, and this is our contact number of our company and our organization. So I'll start off by getting introduction from everyone. So okay, so I would like to go around the table here, and I would start with Akbar. Akbar, can you introduce yourself, please? Akbar, are you there? Akbar, can you hear me? Okay, that's all right. Ammar, can you introduce yourself, please? Ammar Jafri. Ammar? I think he went offline as well. Okay. Naz Fatima, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good afternoon. Myself Naz, I'm a mother. So my son actually he's pursuing intermediate. So I just want career guidance. So that's the reason I joined. Hello.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Is your son
great.
also? Yep. Is your son also in the meeting as well, or is it just you?
Okay. Hello. Yes.
Yeah. Is your son also in the meeting, or is
Yes.
it?
Yes. He is listening. He's sitting beside.
Okay. Welcome. You can you introduce yourself? Your son can you introduce himself?
Okay, fine.
Naz, you there?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
myself Mir Muhammad Raza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing 12th right now, MPC, Maths, Physics, Chemistry.
Okay. And you want to pursue your career in cybersecurity, is that correct? Or in IT or something like that in the future? Is that what I understand?
Yes.
Okay, welcome. Okay, cool. All right, thanks for that. And Murtaza Sandrani, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about your background. Are you in IT, or what industry you're in? Can you introduce yourself, please? Murtaza Sandrani. Okay. All right. Raza Nakwi, can you introduce yourself, please? A bit about yourself, your background in, you have IT background. Can you introduce yourself? If you want to speak in Hindi, feel free. Hindi mein bhi bolna hai, no problem. No, yeah, Urdu mein bolna hai. But, just if you want to introduce yourself. Raza Nakwi, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm actually working in IT industry only. So I'm a tester, manual tester, and I just want to shift into the automation testing. So that's why I joined here.
Okay, that's good. In automate testing, have you thought about Tosca Tosca is automated testing tool. There is I think
Selenium.
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 There's all these other testing tools. So you do you know coding at all?
Yeah, Java. Java I had started.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's good to know coding. If you know, in Australia, the Tosca is being used pretty to in some big companies. Tosca is being used for testing, especially even and basically, yeah, or you can use Selenium, C Sharp, Java based language. You can use those for automated testing as well. There's other tools out there as well. So, yep. Okay, thanks for that. Da Dawar Khan, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, hello. So my name is Dabar Khan. I'm an international student here. I did my bachelor's in software engineering from Pakistan, from Institute of Management Sciences, Peshawar, precisely. I'm pursuing my master's in information technology in majoring in cybersecurity from Macquarie University, and I look forward to a career in cybersecurity. That's the reason I'm here.
Okay, welcome. Yes. In Australia, the cybersecurity market is growing, and the more cyber attacks that happen, I think the more in the Australian market, and not only Australia, but Western countries, and also India, Pakistan, China, all these countries, there will be more of these type of cybersecurity jobs. The more cyber attacks happens. Okay, Ahmad Jaffrey, can you introduce yourself, please? Ahmad, you there, Ahmad? Okay, Mohammed, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, yes, I'm here. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay, Ammar, can you introduce yourself? I know you're a very respectable guy, Ammar. You don't, if you guys
No,
don't know
no,
Ammar, he's a,
no.
go. Can you introduce yourself, Ammar?
I'm so glad to join this community. My name is Amar Jafri. I am a retired additional director general FIA in Pakistan. FIA is like FBI in USA or CBI in India, in Pakistan. So after my retirement, I started the initiative Digital Pakistan. And under that initiative, we are trying to pursue three things. One is emerging technologies. Second is SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. And third is cybersecurity. And Alhamdulillah, I work 20 hours a day. I only sleep for 4 hours. And right now I'm sitting on my farmhouse. It is only 25 kilometers away from Islamabad. Every Sunday I am here. Right? So I have scheduled my days like this. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I was in Lahore. You can go to my Facebook. You can see me on my Facebook, on my page. So I'm very happy that now you are trying to talk about green careers, green things. What is all these things? To my understanding now, the world is converging to a situation in which unless we will not, all of us will work together, I think we are not serious in doing these things. Because in isolation, Pakistan is doing number of amazing things, but you don't know. In Australia, I've been to Australia, I've been to Brisbane, I have to Sydney, I have a lot of places there. I've worked with Australian Federal Police, by the way. When I was in my job, I used to come with the Australian Federal, your Federal Police. So what I'm trying to say that this is your motherland. You are from here, and the place you are sitting, I can see the bridge behind you on your DP right now. So you know what I'm trying to tell all of you, that this is a defining moment for the globe. I'm not talking about Pakistan only. The people who are not from Pakistan, I think now the world is fighting for its security. And I think SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, is providing an excellent opportunity to work together. So my final comment on it, that is a wonderful forum. I love to join it on every Sunday this time. And my team is right now sitting with me. Right now, when I'm talking to you, my team is sitting with me. They're all amazing people. So, Mumtaz, all out for you. So whatever you say, we will coordinate, we will do. We are looking for good opportunities from Australia, and we can work a lot together. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Any question, I am ready to respond. Thank you much.
Thanks, Amar. Thanks. You guys, if you don't know Amar, he does a lot of programs himself, and he's a very legend person in Pakistan. So thanks, Amar, for your introduction. And hello, Abul Hassan. You there? Abul Hassan, did you say something? Okay, I think we're getting a lot of guests here. So what we're going to do, we're going to start this program. We have our special guest here, Ajazi or Ijaz Hussain. He's a guest speaker from India, and very humble guy. And basically, I'll give you a background why cybersecurity is a bit important, and then I'll hand it over to Ijaz. So there was one company in Australia called Optus, right? Optus is a big telecommunication company, and they had a big cyber attack, and a lot of data got exposed to the public, and you know what happens when cyber attack happens is that the market, the company itself, they start losing customers, and it's a possibility that the company can go bankrupt. So think of cybersecurity. You don't see a lot of signs of cybersecurity in the company in terms of like awareness until think cybersecurity as a car, and when you put on the brake, and when there's the airbag coming on the car when you get in a car crash, think of that as cybersecurity, right? Where basically everything is going smooth, but then as all of a sudden you get in an accident. Think of that as a cyber attack, and then how you preventing the cyber attack, what mechanism are you using, what type of approaches are you using to prevent more attacks happening, or even preventing the original attack happening. So think of airbags and all these type of things as like cybersecurity prevention analysis and all these type of things. That's one example I can give you. So yeah, cybersecurity itself, why it's getting a lot invested is you don't notice it a lot in the company, but when an incident happens, when a cyber attack happens, and if the company data gets exposed or something bad happens, then that company can shut down, right? So this is one reason why a lot of companies, especially in Western countries, in Australia, especially big corporate companies, they're taking cybersecurity very importantly. So what we'll do, we have a guest speaker, Ijaz Hussain. I'd like to hand it over to him. So Ijaz, can you, you wanted to introduce yourself and you want to start your presentation?
Thanks, Murtuza. Thanks for setting up the context. And good morning, everybody, and good evening, everybody who's in Australia and other places. So I'm glad. Thanks, Murtuza, for setting the context. Great. So what we will do is I will start sharing my screen, and then we get started from there. And let's make this more interactive session. I'm just trying to put together whatever I could do best. I'm going to talk more about the cybersecurity, what is happening in the cybersecurity, more from the career and the future perspective, and then we'll take it from there. So to start, if you all can see my screen, right?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Okay, so just give you a quick start. Quick about myself and the company. I am own this company called 360 Learning. We are one of the largest e-learning and game-based learning company from India, and I've been working in the e-learning space for more than 2.5 decades now, but 25 years I've been into e-learning. So what we do is we actually work with all these large corporates and IT companies across India. We give them a complete end-to-end e-learning and game-based learning. So all in all, we have over 25,000 e-learning courses on IT, behavioral, all sorts of domains. So we work in multi-industry, multi-domain, and multi partners across the globe. Then we have our own technology for learning. Then we have game-based learning, as a tool now for training people. Then we have so we work in the corporates, that is our bigger pie. Then we work in the academia. Then we work in the government, and then we also do this retail. So some of these clients are one of very known faces, or the large IT companies in India and global. Some of the very large, and we are industry agnostic, so we work with the industries across. Yeah, couple of awards this year. We keep getting a lot of awards from these professional organizations because we do a lot of work uh, in the government space, in the private, anyway, professional corporates we do. Plus, we also do a lot of CSR activities where we work with these government organizations. So that's a very quick brief about me and my company, right? So now we'll get on to the discussion on cybersecurity. Actually, we thought of doing it infrastructure management and cybersecurity, but cybersecurity itself is such a huge topic and happening that I thought I'll spend more on these on cybersecurity today, and maybe we'll have one more session for infrastructure management and tech support related careers and what is happening in that space. So yeah, here I welcome you all for this discussion. Let's make it more interactive. So the steps are going to be like this. So first, what I will do is I'll have a brief. I'll go through, take you through a presentation on what is happening uh, in the cybersecurity industry. Before that, what is happening with the companies in terms of recruitment of the IT professionals, and what are the challenges they are facing. And then I'm going to talk about what is happening, what kind of opportunities are there in the cybersecurity, and which are these countries where there are huge opportunities, and they're already front-ending the cybersecurity research and analytics, and doing a lot of great work. So then how is that we've come up with some plan to work along with you and support you in your career. So these are quick step-by-step things which we are going to do. So before I start, while we are looking for career in cybersecurity, you know, to understand what is there in the market, what is happening in the market, right? So all these new emerging technologies, we've been hearing about millions of jobs available, but the challenge um is both the side. While we are looking for jobs, people are looking for a good job, and the same time the companies are equally struggling to get a right people, right? So the global phenomenon, this is 57% of support leaders are finding it hard to recruit and retain employees. 36% of HR leaders says they don't have the resources to recruit top talent. 50% of organizations think the competition for talent is likely to increase. It is really going in a very big time. And on an average, this is a global thing. And this report is all from Gartner's and many of the other research organizations. So they say each of the job requirement when they put, so they have about 250, 300 applications come. Now, I'm not talking about everybody who's applying. I'm talking about the people who actually match those JDs at least, right? Job description. So that is about 250 to 300. And from that, they shortlist. And after 4 or 5 sessions is when they reach to 4 to 6 people and only one person join. And the attrition wise, it is almost 40-45% of, attrition in the industry with the freshers joining in. But the best part in terms of the opportunity available is like the example shared by my brother Murtuza. What is happening in Australia, or the example which he took. So it has become a very regular phenomena we see hundreds of cases every single day, of cyber attacks in companies, governments, and many of those corporate organizations. While that is happening, so companies have now kind of decided to invest huge on the cyber security, which means that the jobs opportunities for cyber security are going to be humongous, right? While that is there, the again the flip side, the challenge is the cost of recruitment. The people when the HR need to recruit people, what kind of costs they are incurring, and because of which they are going very using many of these AI technologies and all other technologies to make sure that they are getting a right candidate, because the cost of acquisition is as high as $7,000+, right? And after they hire a person, it takes almost about a month and a half to kind of get a right candidate. And after getting them, they'll have to again put efforts and a lot of money to again train him and onboard him. So this is as huge as approximately $1,400 to $2,000 is what they spent on getting one guy. Now, why am I sharing all this? Is because it is two-way. It is not just that we are looking for a career in the especially to very focused talking about the cyber security, but then companies are equally looking. There are millions of jobs are available. We all know. We all keep reading about. So it is fire is from both the sides. So they are looking for a good candidate, and we have to be trained, professionally trained to get into a job. So there are situation of getting a job, then there's a situation of being into the job is another very big situation. So overall, even after all these efforts, so much of money invested by the companies in recruiting one right guy, even then it will take at least 6 months for them to get this guy productive. So this is a report from Gartner. That's one challenge. The second biggest challenge which companies are facing today is is to get a what happens if they take a candidate, even after all this, if they take a candidate but still they realize that this candidate is not able to produce, right? What kind of loss company is actually going through by doing a bad hire? So that's the reason why they are becoming more and more stringent in the recruitment process, right? So a bad hire can cost up to 30% of their salary package. 34% of the CFO said that only not only bad hires cost them productivity, but also it takes up a lot of time of their managers to spend to handhold him. So that actually kind of impacts his productivity up to 20%, right? And 74% even after such a stringent recruitment process, also still 74% companies feel that they've got a wrong hire. And this is an average cost I was referring to. When they recruit, this is a global cost, and nearly 60% of bad hires actually affected the business, right? Which has impacted almost 30% of the cost of their salaries and to these companies. So I was sharing all this information to give you an insight that it is not that we are looking for a job. There is a huge industry. There's a need now. Cyber security is a center of all the job requirement. But the challenge is, that we also have to be professionally ready, so that we all can just join, not only just get through a job, but also perform to its best in the job and build a career. And that's what is happening. What is happening in cybersecurity jobs and careers internationally, right? So, like I said, top companies are looking for. Again, the best part about cybersecurity careers, apart from any other IT careers like IT infrastructure management, software development, software engineering, programming, and all of that, is that this is industry agnostic. So you have jobs available not just in the IT companies and ITS companies, but you also have any large corporate, any large government organization, any private institutions, education institutions, anybody and everybody, wherever they use computers, wherever they use anything to do with technology, right? Because now recently we had some huge event on MSMEs, small manufacturing organizations. Even there, there are cyber attacks, right? Because of whatever technology they use. So the scope and opportunity is huge. So while we're talking about these opportunity, what kind of job roles are we looking in the cybersecurity space globally? The first one falls is network security engineer, cyber security analyst, security analyst, cyber security manager, chief information security officer. This is very important role. Then ethical hacker, because all the companies, for them to secure, and once they get attacked or something happens, so how this guy can work with them to support. And then there is a cyber security consultant. Cyber security consultant, many of the senior guys who are there in the industry, maybe who are switching their careers and all that, this is one big role. Because companies or any large organization, before they want to have their cyber security technology aligned, so they want somebody to come in and actually help them with the knowledge and audit their company. Okay, so let's have a quick guess. Murtaza has already, Brother Murtaza already spoke about Australia, opportunities in Australia. Let's see which are these countries which are forward looking and who actually doing a lot in the cybersecurity space, and there are a lot of jobs and opportunities available. So let's have some kind of guess from you all, that which are the countries which you think that have a huge scope and opportunity for cybersecurity. Come on, go ahead. So we have 10 countries. Let's see how many of you will get right. So please go ahead and share your thoughts on these countries you think are the top in the cybersecurity.
This is Murtaza. I'm thinking maybe at least USA, China, and Russia.
Nailed it. USA is a top in the list. US is a top in the list. Great work, Murtaza. Yeah. Any other guesses from other
Canada.
members?
What about Canada?
Yes, Canada is also perfect.
What about Australia? Sorry, what do you think? Yep.
Yes, the third country in the world which is highly investing in cybersecurity is Australia. Next.
What about the UK?
UK, yes. Germany is investing a huge. UK is also all the UK countries also, they're investing huge. Then we have from Asia, we have Singapore. These are the anyway known companies. Now more guesses. Some companies which you think, yeah, they maybe they're underdogs, but then yes, they're really big in terms of the cybersecurity.
What about Switzerland?
Switzerland, yes, they're in the list. Austria is 7. Then we have Switzerland. They are investing huge in the cybersecurity. Some of the large IT cybersecurity companies are there in Switzerland. Then we have Netherlands. Netherlands also using investing huge in the. Then we have Sweden. So these are the 10 companies in the world which are investing a huge in cybersecurity. There are again new countries are coming, India and all other budding. They're also investing a huge, but these are the countries where they have already kind of invested, and they are seeing a huge scope and job opportunities in these countries. So when we discussed on what kind of jobs are available, what countries are available, let's quickly look at what kind of salaries or what kind of packages is what these countries are up to offer for any of these job roles related to the cyber security. Screen might look small, but then yeah, just to have a quick uh, uh, you know take on what is happening. So now as per the industry today in the IT, the highest paid jobs in the IT today are cyber security jobs. But again, cybersecurity is one job which requires not just the eye for detailing, right, and very strong analytical skills, but also it requires a very strong communication with the customer, very strong knowledge of the subject, and also ability to negotiate with the system, with the technology, and also present their case. So there is so cybersecurity is not just one technical learning technical aspect, but it also requires certain skills which also get them highly paid. So these are some of these from each of these countries. If you look at US is on the top of the charts. Then we have Canada, the Australia, Europe, Germany, UK, Singapore, Austria. So all these countries, if you look at these, the kind of salaries which they pay, this is to start with maybe 3 years person, or a fresher, maybe slightly lower, but then these are from 3 to 5 years, and it is very high. So there are again work-wise opportunities are uh, yeah, please, anybody has a question, please go ahead. Okay. So this is what is happening. Okay, post this session. Anyways, the video is put on YouTube, but I'll also share this presentation with you all guys, so that you can also refer this. Now, why are we?
अम्मार जाफरी बोल रहे हैं, सवाल मैं कर सकता हूँ आपसे?
Who's this? Please.
इजाज़त साहब, मैं सवाल कर सकता हूँ आपसे?
हाँ, please
This is
बोलिए।
अम्मार जाफरी from Pakistan. अम्मार जाफरी
जी,
from
बोलिए, please।
अच्छा, इजाज़त ये बताइए कि we are talking about careers in cyber security, ठीक है ना जी?
हाँ।
अच्छा, cyber security एक career है, उसमें सबसे जो fast emerging career है, वो है AI in cyber security, ठीक है? When we talk about AI in cyber security, we are focusing on two things. One is on AI and one is on cyber security, right? Now let's identify the areas where we can train people using AI for cybersecurity. I think the strongest area is the preempting the attacks, because previously all our strategies were reactive. That we had the attack and then we managed to handle it. But now we are preempting, right? That after 5 days you have this attack, right? We need to train people in cyber threat intelligence, right?
Correct.
I've worked a lot in law enforcement and cyber threat intelligence. So I can identify more than 10 areas where we can train people. Can you kindly explain how you will train people in AI in cybersecurity? Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm going to talk about that in the following screens. How the learning or a proper professional training is needed today, and how that's going to impact the jobs and the careers. I'm going to talk in a while, right? So this is a high demand of jobs which are available, the very good, very high end salary, right? So it's a diverse career path, which means you can also work as a consultant, right? So this is a huge search happening. So we are seeing year on year the growth of 40 to 60% growth we are seeing in the cybersecurity, and it's become part of our daily challenges. So every day you see that situation, as huge. I mean, the smaller companies to large companies, you can see a huge. And there's also a scope for us to work on the social impact. So yeah, so this is to just to give you a quick understanding of what is happening in the cybersecurity space across the international markets. Uh, so based on this, we have been doing a research on this from a couple of months and close to a year, and then we decided that yeah, now what is the difference? So typically, if you look at the IT as a whole, as an industry, there are two clear work approach. One is the IT software development. Now, mostly you're working in the software, working on these applications, building applications, support products, services, and all of that. So this is more of a programming kind of a jobs. Second is the management, more of a how you manage those technology. So infrastructure management, tech support, servers, configurations, cloud, virtualizations, all of that fall into the IT infrastructure category. Now, when we talk about the programming side, it is very easier for the organization or for the company or for the learner actually go ahead and learn a skill and then start creating small programs, build an application, right? Even if the company wants to recruit, they could give them an assignment and say, okay, now why don't you go ahead and build a small app for me or something, so through which they know this guy has got that expertise knowledge, and they can recruit them. But infrastructure management, that has become a challenge. When we interacted with the companies, we have seen that as a challenge. Even though learner comes after a training, and then after getting the certification also, but the challenge is his practical knowledge is very limited, because he does not have the access, or he might have not got that opportunity to work on some of these real time challenges. Some of the, you might have read the use cases, that's a good thing, and then based on that, he might have wrote the certification exam also, that's the only thing which they had. Now even that has gone for a toss, because now you can see many places where you have these certification exam, where there's a pseudo examination happening. So it is on a person name, but somebody else actually go and write the exam. So companies are actually facing a huge challenge in recruiting people in the infrastructure space, and cyber security. So seeing that, what we have done is we collaborated. We have been like in the e-learning space, working with this large IT companies. We have been there from almost 2 decades. My company itself is 14 years now. So one of the area which we work on is the onboarding. So freshers, when they join the company, or laterals, anybody who joins the company, they will have to go through our learning platform, which are on tech skills, behavioral skills, and domain skills. So mostly whenever we were getting this IT guys, IT infrastructure guys, the gap was higher, and companies were having a lot of retention challenges. So companies have come back, and they have given us some input about the challenges which they are facing of not getting the candidate while he is trained, but he is not practiced. So that was one input. Then we went to the technology companies, or all these Microsoft, Azure's, EC Council, Apple, Cisco, all these guys, where they are all in this technology support, and they are also finding it difficult to train people and get maximum of the technology. So then we said, okay, why not we along with our US partners. So we partnered with all these technology partners, and we have come up with a very unique approach. So what we have done first, as a deliverables from us on teaching these candidates on cybersecurity or any of these technologies. First, what we have done is we have put efforts. We got these expert SMEs from these technology partners, and then we have built over 7,200 hours of e-learning content, right? E-learning, which is more interactive e-learning content, and it is coming from the masters. It is coming from those SMEs, from those technology owners, right? And a lot of exercises, assignments, activities within the learning. So learner is now the first level of approach is giving them a complete knowledge transfer, which is coming in from the industry experts and the technology owners themselves. If it is training from AWS, then it will be somebody from AWS who's actually worked with us to create those learning content. So we've created about 7,200 hours of e-learning content. So the first step, what happens is the candidate, first he will come, he will learn the subject, um, through e-learning, and after while he's learning subject. So what we have done is through our these global partners. So what we have done is we have built this hands-on guided practice labs. So creating a live environment, because getting through these high-end servers is itself is a challenge, and somebody to hands-on do it hands-on is another challenge. So what we have done is we have created this virtual machines, a live environment where again not just creating the environment, but also building a guided step-by-step approach with the latest softwares and hardware. So learner can actually log into that environment, and based on the learning step by step, he can actually go and do that practice. And there'll be a lot of exercises through which he is actually going hands on. So once he is done with his learning, now he knows the subject. Now that we have come up with this step by step approach where he'll actually go and step by step practice of the learning which he have done. Third important part is, because since the companies have come back with the challenge of saying that people are while he has written the certification exam and got the certificate also, but then we are not sure if it is the same guy or this guy actually is knowledgeable or not. And is limited. See, what happens is in certification, for example, any technology certification, let's say a subject, to learn the subject, there may be about 300 400 MCQs, multiple choice questions, and assessment. But then for writing an exam, he writes exam for about 65 to 90 questions, and again he pays additional money, and that has only one attempt for him, because of which he's trying to use this pseudo approach. So then what we have done is we have created a exam practice platform where we have taken these complete assessments and MCQs from the technology owner and made it available to the learner, so he can practice umpteen number of times till the time he becomes an expert. So what we are doing is we are pushing his expertise from the 65, 70, 80 questions to complete 300, 350. So whatever, every aspect of the technology covered in that module. So we have created assessment for each of these technology, which is 300, 200 questions, and which is created by these technology owners and given it to us. So the user has the scope to go and build an assessment for himself and practice it. So this guy will practice it till the time he becomes an expert in all those 300, 400 questions, which covers the complete technology, right? So this way, through this step one of e-learning, step two of guided virtual practice lab, and step three of doing the exam practice, we are actually making this guy expert. Now while we're doing it, again we're not leaving it there. So because all this is happening through our learning platform, and every activity of learner activity is kind of tracked, recorded. So at the end, when he finishes the learning, So we will take out a report of his learning, that is e-learning, all content which he's gone through and did the learning. Second is on the virtual practice labs, all the practices which he did, and then all the exam practices which he did. So we take all that report, and with our recommendation and with our authentication, then we will actually forward it to the companies, right? To tell them that yes, this guy has learned it, and this is his learning report, analytics, and his learnability. So tomorrow, if the company says, because now most of the countries, the classroom trainings and all that are obsolete, and companies might want to use again some e-learning platform to train them. So they know that this candidate is actually at that level to come and do this learning faster and get into production. So it is a complete, we have created a complete win and win-win situation where candidate is professionally trained, practiced, so he's super confident about himself and his learning. Second, the company is getting a trained candidate, so they don't have to invest on retraining him or doing losing out on the time. So companies can actually save a lot on joining to production cost, and also on his performances, and somewhere we can also help them impact the attrition. So that way companies are in that, because of that, companies are willing to pay more. Companies are willing to invest little more in that employee, which means the candidate has a scope to negotiate a bigger for his package. Just to give a very, very, very quick glimpse into how does this practice lab typically look like. Is on the right side, you can see this is my live servers. So when I'm doing a learning, when I'm doing any configuration or when I'm doing any learning, so I'm actually having a step-by-step approach to see what I do, how do I switch on this server, after switching on what do I do. Each of this is told to me. So if I do any wrong step, so system will actually tells me that no, you are doing something wrong, there's an error, and why don't you redo this. Now this way when the learner does this, so it becomes he becomes more expert with the system. So based on all this, the job requirements we have seen, the industries we have seen, the countries where they're investing, the challenges by the company, and the approach which we have come up with. So we have kind of, we are working on these 6 areas of of careers in the cybersecurity space. So we cybersecurity ethical hacker, V12 to the cybersecurity analyst, and the penetration testing, and the cyber security. So each of these learner, and what we have seen with already people whom we have trained and placed, we have seen 80 to 90% of them getting placed, and at least the guy who's trained through this approach is getting his experience is about 2 years superior to a fresher who's actually doing the learning. So this is all in the so we have it's very, very cost effective also. So we've made it very, very low cost to start with. Yeah, that's about it from my side. If there are any questions, I would like to now take it to answer.
Thanks very much for that, Ijaz. Really, really interesting. And yeah, so I wanted to get you guys feedback on a bit about Ijaz's background, where he mentions that there are some people that get hired in cybersecurity, and they, because it's a bad hire, because probably some people don't know about cybersecurity a lot in the in their knowledge, and therefore to get them trained up and get them ready to become specialists in cybersecurity, therefore more worthwhile. Put it this way, if you do more good courses, I'm not saying any course, but good courses in cybersecurity, and then you want to go for a cybersecurity interview, you have more chances of getting that job because you got the knowledge in the course, you have some good ideas. And then on top of that, after when you get the job, on top of that, what happens is you can implement that your practices in the workplace, and obviously, make your organization, more happy and go from there. So guys, any feedback with any of this cybersecurity knowledge, cybersecurity course, cybersecurity industry? Anyone's got any feedback with anything, or they like to discuss anything related to cybersecurity in any way? Anyone?
I believe the presentation was quite self-explanatory. I don't think there's, at least I don't think there's anything I would ask. I mean, I would leave it up to the other guys.
Thanks,
Okay.
Davar. See, actually, I tried. See, I mean, talking, giving knowledge, gyan is one part of the thing. But then I thought, why not? Why? Rather than talking, why not we actually talk numbers? And these are numbers from the industry. When now we've been hearing, maybe social media and everywhere you would hear that there are so much is happening in the cyber security. So but what is happening in cyber security is something which to be answered. So while there is a lot happening, my objective of this presentation is also that the scope and opportunity are huge. It's huge, humongous. But then the challenge is with both. Companies are saying 60-70%. If you see the reports, they're saying we are not getting candidate. We want people. Give us a trained guy. Give us somebody who can do it, right? While that is one situation, while the other side, the students or the unemployed youth or the candidates who are looking for a job, they are not having a clear idea as to what we should do to get through a job, right? Is only the theoretical knowledge will make sense to me. Some of the universities are doing wonderful job in Australia, US, and many of the countries which I have referred there. They all have in university. They have these programs of cyber security. They are doing a tremendous job. But can everybody do that? No. And is pseudo writing a certification or only getting a certification will get them a job? No. So the point which I'm driving here is, and it is not just related to cyber security, but for all the careers apart from your academic education, you also need to invest huge invest in your professional for your professional career also. And the more you invest, the more you become relevant with the learning, the more job opportunities, the growth commitments are taken care by the corporates. So corporates are saying we don't have problem in paying you, we don't have problem
मुर्तजा साहब मैं बात कर
taking
सकता हूँ
care.
थोड़ी सी? मुर्तजा साहब,
जी मिस्टर जाफरी.
मुर्तजा साहब मैं बात कर सकता हूँ? अच्छा, आपका तो किस पास है? वेयर यू आर बेस्ड फिजिकली?
I'm based in out of India.
इंडिया किस पोर्शन में है आप?
इंडिया बैंगलोर.
मैं जबरदस्त हो गया, बहुत शुक्रिया जी। अच्छा, गुजारिश ये है कि आपने बिल्कुल दुरुस्त फरमाया, जो वैल्यू है वो सर्टिफिकेशंस की है, डिग्रीज की वैल्यू नहीं है दुनिया के अंदर, ठीक है? अच्छा, ये बताइए कि अगर हमने लोगों को CSSP पढ़ाना हो ऑनलाइन, तो आप पढ़ा सकते हैं?
यस 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 यस.
आप खुद आप ICS के क्वालिफाइड हैं वो?
नो नहीं मैं नहीं हूँ क्वालिफाइड.
मैं
जी आप पूरा सवाल कंप्लीट कीजिए, मैं देना है.
अच्छा, ठीक हो गया.
जी
अच्छा,
जी
मैं बताता हूँ जी, मैं एग्जैक्ट बताता हूँ आपको. मैं अगर आप जाए ना ICS की साइट के ऊपर isc2.org पे, तो वहां पर एक बटन है ISLA अवार्ड्स का. उसे क्लिक करें तो दुनिया का पहला अवार्ड मैंने लिया था ICS से, ठीक है?
ओके.
आप जाके चेक करें, में लिखा है अमार जाफरी. اچھا یہ
Okay.
میں اپنا تعلق بتا رہا ہوں، اور یہ اوارڈ 2007 میں ملا تھا مجھے بینکاک کے اندر نا. ٹھیک ہے.
جی.
اچھا
ہوں.
میرا بڑا گہرا تعلق ہے سیکیورٹی کے ساتھ، جو یہاں پہ ان کے چیپٹر وغیرہ ہیں ان کے ساتھ بھی میرا بڑا تعلق ہے. پاکستان کی بات کر رہا ہوں ان کا. اب آپ ذرا کرنٹلی لکھیں جو میں آپ کو بتا رہا ہوں. ایک ہے CISSP، ایک ہے CISA، ایک ہے CISM.
کریکٹ.
ٹھیک ہے. یہ سرٹیفکیشن ہے جو دنیا بھر میں نوکریاں مل جاتی ہیں گی. ٹھیک.
کریکٹ.
اچھا اس کے علاوہ جو ہے اسی کونسل، اس کی
کریکٹ.
سرٹیفکیشن جو ہیں، وہ جو اسی کونسل کی جو اونرشپ ہے وہ انڈیا میں جن صاحب کے پاس ہے، میرا ان سے بھی رابطہ ہے. اچھا
جی.
اب ایک اسی کونسل کی سرٹیفکیشن ہے. ٹھیک ہے جی. اچھا اس کے علاوہ جو ہے نا جیسے ایزیور ہے، مائکروسافٹ ہے، ان کی اپنی سرٹیفکیشن ہے کلاؤڈ کے اوپر نا. ٹھیک ہے.
کریکٹ.
اب ہم یہاں سے گفتگو شروع کرتے ہیں کہ ہم نے پیسے کمانے، بڑی سمپل سی بات ہے گی، پیسے کمائے بغیر کام نہیں چلے گا. ٹھیک ہے جی. کوئی ناٹ پروفٹ نہیں ہے کہ ہم سارے کہہ رہے ہیں کچھ کرنا چاہیے. ابھی تک ہم نے صرف جو ہے نا پرابلمس کو آئیڈینٹیفائی کیا ہے گا. ٹھیک ہے جی. اچھا ابھی ہم اس کے سولوشن پہ آتے ہیں گے. جو گروپ بنایا ہے ممتاز صاحب نے، یہ ایک ایسا گروپ ہے جس کا تعلق آسٹریلیا کے ساتھ ہے. ممتاز صاحب آسٹریلیا میں ہوتے ہیں، آپ کا تعلق انڈیا سے ہے، میں پاکستان سے ہوں. اب ممتاز صاحب میں نے آپ کو ایک لنک بھیجا تھا کہ ہمارے IT منسٹر نے ابھی کہا ہے پرسوں کہ جی پاکستان جو ہے وہ چائنا کے ساتھ مل کے یہ جو CPEC اور BRI ہے اس کے اوپر بہت بڑا کام کر سکتا ہے. ٹھیک ہے. میری ان کے ساتھ اچھی واقفیت ہے، عمر صاحب کے ساتھ. ہم ان کو بھی اس میں انوالو کر لیں گے اپنے ساتھ. اس وقت بہت بڑی جو ضرورت ہے اس وقت پاکستان میں، پاکستان کی بات کروں گا، انڈیا کی بات کریں میں پاکستان کی بات کروں گا. ہماری بہت ہی برائٹ اور ٹیلنٹڈ یوتھ ہے پاکستان کے اندر نا، لیکن یونیورسٹیز میں وہ انگیج ہو کے رہ گئی ہے. ٹھیک ہے. ہم نے ایک پروگرام شروع کیا، اس کا نام ہے یونیورسٹی پلس. اس میں ہم یونیورسٹی کے بچوں کو انگیج کر رہے ہیں، ان کو ٹرین کر رہے ہیں سرٹیفکیٹس کے لیے. تو اجاز صاحب آپ یہ بتائیں کہ میں نے 5 سرٹیفکیشن بتائی ہیں آپ کو: CISSP،
CISM, CISA.
CISA. یہ جو ہے یہ دونوں سرٹیفکیشن ہیں ساکھا کی. میں ساکھا کا فل ہیڈ ہوں.
جی جعفری صاحب, I think Jafri صاحب has dropped. Maybe he's joining again. So yeah, yes. So yeah, certainly. جیسے I was talking about the scope. جی.
میں اگر اپنے فارم میں بیٹھا ہوں تو
ہاں
تھوڑی
جی,
سی
no
اس پہ
problem.
کوئی ایشوز آ رہے ہیں گے.
Okay.
اچھا اس میں کوئی اب اس میں گزارش یہ ہے ممتاز صاحب، میں آپ سے بات کرنا چاہوں گا. ممتاز صاحب آپ کو آواز آ رہی ہے آپ کو میری؟ ممتاز صاحب اس کو اسکرین کو بند کر دیں یار سب سے، وہ جو ہے نا وہ بیڈ وتھ
جی
کنزیومر،
جی
اس
ایک
کو آپ بند
سیکنڈ
کر دیں،
ایک سیکنڈ
اسکرین کو بند
تو
کر
جی جی
دیں. ہاں جی.
جی مرتضیٰ جی مجھ سے بات کرنا چاہیں؟
اچھا ممتاز صاحب آپ کو، ممتاز صاحب آپ کو میری آواز آ رہی ہے؟ ممتاز
جی
صاحب،
جی 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 بولیں.
ممتاز صاحب،
اچھا ممتاز.
نہیں ممتاز صاحب سے پوچھ رہا ہوں. ممتاز صاحب آپ کو میری آواز آ رہی ہے؟
ممتاز کوئی نہیں ہے یہاں پر ابھی تو.
ممتاز کون ہے؟
I think he is referring to Murtaza.
مرتضیٰ, okay.
مرتضیٰ جی. عمار بھائی بولیں. عمار بھائی
He again
dropped out.
dropped, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll wait for him. He'll probably come back online
Yeah,
again.
but so certainly, so cybersecurity is not just about, so what we have done is we have worked with all these guys, CI, CompTIA, EC Council and all that, and build this learning content. See, so the point I'm driving is it is about time that people invest and do a professional skill, and jobs and opportunities are huge in cybersecurity in a global, in this, especially these 10 countries. So they're very highly they are doing it. So आगे एक सवाल था in terms of the AI is not going to impact
ممتاز
AI.
صاحب،
हाँ जी, please go ahead,
ممتاز
Mr.
صاحب آپ کی آواز آ رہی ہے؟ ممتاز
جی
हाँ
عمار
Murtaza
بھائی
Murtaza
جی अमर भाई, आपकी रिसेप्शन होता ही सही नहीं है, इससे कभी कभी आप आवाज आ रही है, कभी कभी कट रही है। चलिए, चलिए सही है। I'll contact Ammar bhai personally after this.
Yeah, you please talk to him personally and see, and we can get on a
जी
call
जी
again
मुमताज
with
साहब,
him to
मैं
see
आप
what is that we can collaborate. Yeah, please,
इजाज
Ajay,
एक मिनट,
please.
इजाज इंडिया, इंडिया बहुत बड़ा मुल्क है,
Yeah.
हमारा कोई मुकाबला नहीं है इंडिया से। अब कुछ है। मुमताज से बात, आपको भी आ रही है मुमताज? मुमताज साहब, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही
मुमताज कौन
है?
है? अम्मार भाई, मुमताज कौन है? एक गेस्ट स्पीकर आजिजी हुसैन
एक
है और
सेकंड, एक सेकंड।
जी जी
I'm
जी।
sorry, 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 this is
Murtaza.
मुर्तजा।
मुर्तजा, जी जी जी
मुर्तजा,
जी जी जी
मुर्तजा
जी
आपको
जी
आवाज आ रही है? अच्छा,
जी 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 आ रही है।
अरे I'm sorry for this। मुर्तजा, आपको आवाज आ रही है नहीं? अच्छा
जी आ
मुर्तजा,
रही है
मैं
जरूर।
अभी आपसे बात कर रहा
जी 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 जी, बोलें 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 अम्मार भाई।
I think is if possible, Murtaza bhai, can you please message him directly so that
जी
he
जी
will
जी जी,
contact you and
आई
not
थिंक ये करेंगे।
interrupt in this. Yeah, that will be the better.
What we'll do, we'll because Ammar Bhai's reception is a bit
हूँ।
yeah, up and down. So Ammar, क्या करेंगे अम्मार, इसके बाद कॉन्वर्सेशन कर लेंगे। आपकी रिसेप्शन सही नहीं आ रही है, आप इधर कहीं कहीं चले जाएं
ओके,
जहाँ आपका
नहीं नहीं,
रिसेप्शन सही है।
मैं असल में
जी
मैं गाँव से थोड़ा सा सवाल पूछ करूंगा आपसे। मैं सबसे इस पर कर दूंगा कि मैं आपसे, आप जाने, इजाज साहब जाने, वो जाने, मैं इंटरेस्टेड हूँ इस पाकिस्तान के अंदर। मैंने बताइए।
We can't hear you.
आपका वॉइस कट रहा है अम्मार भाई। अम्मार भाई, वो विल डू, हम लोग इसके बाद डिस्कशन करते हैं। आई थिंक 4-5 दफा कट गया आपका, तो हम लोग इंशाल्लाह इसके बाद डिस्कशन करते हैं। एनीवन
Any
हैज
other
एनी अदर?
anybody else has any question which I can answer, which I'll be happy to.
Ejaz bhai,
हाँ, Musvi.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please tell me.
Like
You are from which location you are calling?
I am calling from Toronto.
Okay, please go ahead with your question.
Thank you. I'm originally from Hyderabad. I've done my bachelor's in computer science from St. Mary's College,
Okay.
and I have 2 years technical support experience in Amazon. I think you know Amazon.
Okay, yes. The biggest campus
After
outside
Amazon,
US now is in India and Hyderabad. Amazon's biggest campus is now in Hyderabad. Yeah, please go ahead with your question.
yes, Ejaz bhai, I want to become a cybersecurity professional, and I think it's if you have the right essential skills, like the way you're telling me, or the skills that are required, and you learn all the to like become a cybersecurity analyst, and you do all those courses, you become a, I want to become a skilled cybersecurity professional to land a highest paying jobs. I've seen jobs which are paying 100,000 and 200,000. I think those are like very good packages. I think it would be like a very good opportunity to become a cybersecurity professional and gain the right skills with the labs and exams, and you pass those exams and gain the insight and knowledge certifications, and you gain those cybersecurity skills and become the ethical hacker, whatever the required step is, and you get an entry level job also, like a network security engineer or a cyber security. I think that would be really helpful, Ejaz Hussain bhai. I think the way you're training, coming from India, Hyderabad, it's an IT hub, Telangana. I've always, I've been to Naresh Technologies and Zoom Technologies, to various institutes, Orbit Technologies in in Madhapur and Banjara Hills area. So I think if we have expertise and trainers like you, and if we could, learn from 360 learnings and get the certification, and get a land a lucrative job, at least 100,000, and with a starting network security engineer or CSA, I think that would be really helpful, and that would be really great and really helpful to you and Mr. Murtuza Hassan. So many individuals are there.
Okay, so let me just answer your question if I understand right. See earlier, now things have evolved. I mean, a lot has evolved. Earlier, there was limitations on getting somebody trained. So you have, and that was also a challenge that you go to a particular location only, particular place only, and do the learning. Now things have evolved through these e-learning approach and online. The scope is enormous. So that's the reason why now we are not we are able to actually pull in the technology owners themselves to come and deliver the training. So to give us the content, right? And that's a scope. A. Second is in terms of job opportunities. Also, it is not limited geographical. So you're not dependent on a geographical situation. So the scopes have increased. But then yes, the more the scope, the more challenges. Yeah. This Jafri is also asking question on the companies are also using many of those AI technologies to assess your knowledge in the interview approach and all those. It is not just so it requires. So the more you become professional, the more scope you have in the career growth and the opportunities. And now the scope has really evolved. So it is now boundaryless learning, on demand learning, on demand practice. So that's why we are able to pull in some of these best in the world and learn from some best of the world. So that's the scope for us.
Yes, Ijaz, I think to be trained by the technology owners itself is a very big thing.
And everything is tracked, everything is recorded and tracked. So there is no so company. See, again, that was a challenge, that authenticity was one big challenge. Maybe you're learning from any institution and you don't know. The company says, okay, you might have learned, but we don't know whom you've learned from. So what is the authenticity of that? So now, at least with these learning management platforms, we will have a detailed report of the learner. One is that what has been his learning behavior and learnability, and how he has learned and how he has mastered that skill. So company will have the data, which will help them in their own compliances. A. Second is they'll become more confident with the data that yes, this guy has learned XYZ. Now, if there is any gap between this, so we can train them. And they know that they don't have to use this brick and mortar approach of spending a lot of time and money on him. So they can take this e-learning approach to train them. If they let's say if they use Cognizance or these large companies, they use their specific tools for cyber security. So that also they can train on the employee. So that way they are able to save a huge cost of employee training and retention. So that's a very added advantage. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Ijaz.
Thank you.
And I'd
Yeah,
like to
Mustafa.
add that. Oh, yes.
Please add, Mustafa. Please add.
Yeah, I'd
Please
like to
add.
add, Saeed Musavi, that with these programs that Ijaz Hussain has, he's a direct contact of ours, and he can and you have you have a good relation with him. It's not like you're buying a product from the internet and you don't know anything. You can always can communicate with him, connect with him, and be in touch with him. So we have this is why we're doing these webinars, that we do some presentation and give an insight into certain areas, how we can help people in the organization. Now, one thing I'd like to add is that one thing I realized with cybersecurity, if you compare cybersecurity to software development, where software development, it's more about if you know coding, then you can get the job, right? There's many places like where software development, where you would go and just do software development. You might do a diploma or a degree or something like that, or you might even learn from the internet. I know people that have learned from the internet, from
Yes, absolutely.
YouTube, and
Yes,
then they
yes,
become a
yes.
software, and then they become a website developer or application developer, mobile developer. Cybersecurity is a slightly different, where if you do like diploma, if you do a certificate 4, if you do a degree, they expect you to do more certifications, right? Because the thing with that is there's something tools. I'll give you an example, like Office 365, right? If you wanted to do cybersecurity in Office 365, right? How would you go about doing that? Like one example is Microsoft Defender, right? So these things they might not teach you in university, right? And then on top of that, you would have the cybersecurity analysis. You'll have your ISO certifications, you'll have, Essential 8 NIST framework. There's a lot of things here. So that's the different. That's one thing about cybersecurity. Degree sometime or diploma or a certificate 4 is not always enough, and therefore they expect you. If you go in Australia, at least in Australian market, I know that they expect you to have some sort of certification before. It's a bonus for them. You know what I mean? So that's the that's the advantage of some of these courses that Ijaz Hussein is offering, and we're offering, and then we can go from there. So we can have if anyone's interested, get in touch with us, and in the future, and then we could go from there.
Yes.
Does anyone have
Absolutely.
any other questions? Anything else?
Thank you Murtaza Hassan and bhai and Ijaz Hussain bhai.
No
आपको
problem.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है मुर्तजा साहब?
जी जी
मुर्तजा आपको
अम्मार
मेरी
भाई,
आवाज आ रही है?
आपका इंटरनेट अच्छा हो तो फिर बात करेंगे। इससे आपके
जी जी जी,
इंटरनेट में
अभी वो मैंने बताया था इस्लामाबाद में तो बेहतरीन है। मैं सब अपने फार्म हाउस पे आया हूँ। दिस इज 30 किलोमीटर अवे फ्रॉम, मैं एवरी संडे आई एम हियर। तो
जी
अभी मैं आपसे बात कर लूंगा। दिस इज वेरी
बोले
अमेजिंग। अब आप ये बताइए कि ट्यूसडे के दिन हमारा हर इस तरह यूं समझ लें हमारे दिन बटे हुए हैं। ट्यूसडे की रात 8 बजे पाकिस्तानी वक्त के मुताबिक हमारा एआई का सेशन होता है, और वेडनेसडे को 8 बजे हमारा सेशन होता है साइबर सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर। तो मैं चाहूंगा कि जो आपकी पूरी टीम है, मैं लिंक भेज दूंगा आपको वो जूम का। अब टाइमिंग का नहीं पता, मुझे पता है कि सिडनी जो है ऑस्ट्रेलिया जो है वो 6 घंटे आगे है हमारे से, लेकिन इंडिया का या कनाडा का मसला नहीं होगा। जो कनाडा के साथी हैं आपके, तो आप एक दिन जाग लें हमारे लिए, थोड़ा सा लेट आवर में जाग लें हमारे लिए। मुर्सा मैं चाहूंगा उसे मौजूद हूँ। अब 2 दिन मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, मंगल की रात और बुध की रात। बाकी जो होते हैं वो एसडीजीज पर हैं और चीज़ों पे हैं। कोशिश करें कि इस कमिंग ट्यूसडे को और कमिंग वेडनेसडे को अगर आप हमारे साथ मौजूद होंगे, बड़ी खुशी होगी। ये जो आपका ग्रुप बन गया है, इसमें बड़े अमेजिंग लोग हैं, इसके अंदर माशाल्लाह बहुत क्वालिफाइड लोग हैं, और मैं चाहूँगा इनका पाकिस्तान से रब्ता हो। और ये मैंने जो शुरू में बात की थी कि हम सब मिलके ही इस पूरे निज़ाम को बचा सकते हैं। कि अगर हम अकेले सोचेंगे, इंडिया वाले कहेंगे हम बचा लें, कनाडा वाले कहेंगे हम बचा लें, हम सब डूब जाएंगे। बता दूं आपको, अभी स्पेस से अटैक आने हैं, बता दूं आपको, एलियन अटैक करने हैं आपके ऊपर अगले 10 सालों के बाद ना। क्योंकि अब वो नासा कह रही है कि सिग्नल आना शुरू हो गया ऊपर से हमें ना। ठीक है जी। अब वो कभी किसी ने जेम्स वेब को स्टडी किया है? एनी वन ऑफ यू हैव स्टडी जेम्स वेब कि वो क्या मैसेज दे रही है वहां से?
वो
एनीबॉडी नोज
टेलीस्कोप की
अबाउट
बात
जेम्स
करें,
वेब?
जेम्स
जी,
वेब
टेलीस्कोप की
टेलीस्कोप की
बात कर
बात
रहा हूँ।
करें।
जी
जी
टेलीस्कोप जो वो कह रही है
वो
कि
तो क्या
जितनी
बात है।
दुनिया को आप जितनी दुनिया को आप जानते थे हबल के जरिए, उससे 200 गुना बड़ी दुनिया मौजूद है। देखें मुर्सा भाई, कलाम पाक ने हमें बताया था रब्बुल मशरकैन रब्बुल मगरबैन, यानी एक मशरिक और एक मगरिब नहीं था। ये तो हमें अब यानी कि जो बात हमें कलाम पाक ने 14.5 साल पहले बताई थी, जेम्स वेब आज बता रही है हमें ना। तो
जी
भाई
जी
ये मसला हिंदू मुस्लिम ईसाई इसका नहीं है, मसला
जी
जो है वो इंसानियत का है।
जी
ये जो
सही
आपके
बात।
क्लाइमेट चेंज है, जो ओजोन लेयर से बारिश हुई थी, आज वो पता नहीं कहाँ चली गई है। हम सबको मिलके काम करना
जरूर
है।
जरूर जरूर
ये जो सेंटर ऑफ एक्सलेंस बन रहे हैं, मैं यहाँ पर खत्म करूंगा इंशाल्लाह। मैं यहाँ पहुंच के मुर्तजा फिर आपसे बात करूंगा। ये आपका ग्रुप है,
इंशाल्लाह
आई रिस्पेक्ट इट,
इंशाल्लाह
ऑनर, लेकिन बस आपने मंगल और बुध को मेरे साथ होना है। बहुत शुक्रिया आपका, थैंक यू वेरी
inshallah
मच।
inshallah. Look, a bit of background, everyone, with the Bizload IT webinars, or I should call it IT and business webinars, is we're here to help each other, right? We're here to promote each other's business. We're here to help each other. We're here to maybe offer people how to get jobs and these type of things. And It's all about helping each other. And then Ammar mentioned one thing about religion. In religion, it teaches us to help each other, to be good to one another. God teaches us to help one another and to be good to one another. You know what I mean? So, you know, and obviously on a weekend, you think about it, what's more productive than to have a webinar and we share knowledge with each other and we help each other, and, you know, and this is the way we grow, right? So thanks for that, Ammar. I really appreciate it. शुक्रिया अम्मार भाई, आपका बहुत शुक्रिया. अच्छा, और किसी के पास कोई क्वेश्चन है? और जी जी जी. And anyone has any other questions before we wrap up?
Murtaza bhai, I do have a question. One last question.
Please, Davar, please.
Acha ji, it's either of you gentlemen can answer it for me. Acha ji, the thing I wanted to ask is, in order to land a managerial role in cybersecurity, right? जैसा एजाज भाई presented के cybersecurity managerial role जो उन्होंने बताया है. So in order to land that cybersecurity managerial role, is the technical skill set mandatory, or is knowledge about how things work in cybersecurity enough? Because the reason why I ask this question is because जैसे कि मैंने बताया, I'm an international student. I'm studying in Macquarie University, right? So semester 1 में I had courses like applied cryptography. I had courses like data communication, network security. I studied offensive security, and then there was a course by the name of cybersecurity management in practice, which surprisingly turned out to be my favorite because it was, you know, theoretical. It basically described जो आपने Optus का जो आपने breach बताया, I studied basically all of that in it. I found it very interesting, and basically that is where I want to pursue my career, ताकि ये managerial role की तरफ. I believe कि मेरे जो strong points है ये वो managerial role की तरफ हैं. So is the technical skill
Okay.
set mandatory for a managerial role in cybersecurity? Thank
Let
you.
let me answer this for you, right? When you want to give analysis on something, right? It's good to have at least a high level knowledge of that subject, right? So for example, मैं आपको example बताता हूँ. Who can talk better about how to raise a kid than a mother? Because the mother has been, he knows what the kid knows, he knows what the kid does, he knows everything about it. Then the mother can give a feedback about the kid. Same thing with cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is related with, sometimes it's related with computers, sometimes related with networks, sometimes related with software applications. Therefore, it's a good understanding to have at least a high level knowledge of how networks works, right? How computer works, how cloud works, how applications work, right? So if you get a good grasp knowledge, and it's a very good if you have a technical knowledge background to have, when even if you be doing cybersecurity analysis, it's good to have a technical knowledge because then you can give a better judgment to why you know, why why we would want to implement these best practices, why we don't want to implement this practice, why this. Then you can give good recommendations to the organization you're working for, right? So yes, technical knowledge is a bonus to have, and as I said, if you know the topic you're talking about, if you know your subject well, if you know how to use computers well, if you know how to use the cloud well, if you know how to use applications well, if you know this, if you know that, then therefore it would help you in your in giving more cybersecurity advices and like, for example, web penetration testing, right? With web penetration testing, it's good to know how websites work, right? Or because if you don't know how websites work in a high level, it might be a bit harder to do web penetration testing. So this is one example I'm giving to you guys to, you know, at a high level, it's good to have technical knowledge. Any other questions, anyone?
Just to add, Murtaza, I'll just take about a minute. Very valid inputs. So what we have done is, rather than getting to doing this assumption, and so what we have done is we actually spoke to all our this is MNC corporate clients and asking them what are the roles and how these people typically, what is the expectation from the people. while cybersecurity is one job which starts maybe with an individual contributor, but depending on the size of the organizations, it is actually a teamwork. So while somebody is working on a network security and somebody is working on their info security and other security penetration testing and other things. So they all have to collaborate and work together. So it is, so one is you have to be aware not just about the cyber security, but also other technical aspects, other technologies as well, which are related. But also parallelly, also also parallelly also parallelly very
Jawad bhai,
also
can you please mute?
Jawad bhai.
It is
So also
necessary.
important. So we have actually got inputs from these companies that this guy also, for him to grow in the career as a manager and go to the next level, become a CISO of the companies, right? So they also came up with some other skill areas as part of the competency mapping, which they said that these are skill areas could actually value add this guy to perform bigger in his role, right? So one was such that problem solving skills, right? Good communication skills, because as rightly Murtuza bhai has shared, now you have the knowledge, you understood the situation, but then if you're not able to communicate within the organization or communicate with your stakeholders or communicate with your peers or the other team members, then again your all your effort might get not get that value. Second is the keen to detailing and documentation is one very small, very important skill. We also call it as documentation process. So that's another. So people not just on the computer, but then somebody who's used to this writing and somebody who's good with the documentation. And you have to be ready because as we are talking today, we are talking maybe there's a technology and the threats are from the technology. There may be a new technology. There are so many things are happening. So you have to be continuously adaptable, learn, keep on learning skills. The moment you stop learning, then you are out of the game, right? So one is, while we are talking about the cybersecurity skills as one part, then there are other parts also which will actually help you grow bigger and perform better in your job, career, and work for the future. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Murtaza bhai. Thank you, Ajaz bhai. Much appreciated.
It
Thank
was
you so
great
much.
for this wonderful section, Ijaz bhai. Again, thank you very much for setting it up.
Thanks.
I
Thank
just
you,
Thank
Ijaz
you.
want
Hussain bhai
I just
and
want
Murtaza
if you
Hassan
can
bhai.
share this slide in a group
Yes,
and
I will do that.
let us know how if someone want to start initially on the cybersecurity course, so how he can enroll with you and what is the process. So it will be very good for
Sure.
us. Yeah.
Sure, you can reach out to me or Murtuza bhai,
Yeah.
who's in Australia. Apne,
Yeah.
the
Murtaza bhai, thank
and
you very much for joining.
Ijaz, do you have LMS?
yes, we have an
Ijaz, do
LMS.
you
All
have?
this happens through the LMS only.
Okay, fine. Okay, yeah, fine. So, Mursa bhai, I will recommend you to please share the link of Mr. Ijaz LMS. Let me go through it because we also have our own LMS in Pakistan, so we can talk about it. Ijaz, you can teach people on your LMS, in which I will ensure that people get enrolled.
Sure.
And you, Mr. Mursa, you and Ijaz, you will engage people in your country on our LMS. That's how the thing will progress. And
Sure.
Mursa bhai, I will recommend that you should announce the next meeting, maybe today or later on in the course, so that we are very focused on discussing these things. Thank you very much.
No problem, no problem. Yes, we'll
Thank
have future webinars. Yes, not only cybersecurity but other areas as well. This webinar is open to anyone with any ideas that can help that we can with business or job related industry. Okay, cool. And last thing I want to let everyone know, when it comes to learning, keep in mind every human learns differently. I'll give you one good example. Coding. right? Some people understand it quickly, some people don't, right? And that's just that's just the way how people learn. I've known people that have better marks, they got better marks in school than other people, but that person that got the lower mark, that person ended up understanding coding more than the person that got the higher mark. So it's not always true that, you know, the smartest one is the one who picks up things quicker. IT can be a bit different. And, you know, as I said, coding is a good example. Some people can pick up coding quickly, some people can't. And that's just the way it is. And so it's just the way of learning. But yeah, look, thanks for everyone for joining this webinar. It was very, very good, very, very informative. Thanks for this, Ijaz, Ajazi, Ijaz Hussain. Thank you very much
Ijaz.
for. Yep. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much,
for-
Murtaza. This has been a
much.
great, very great
Thank you.
initiative. I would love to
Thank you,
work
Murtuza.
more. And we'll have more and more technologies. Like now we have done cybersecurity. Next session we could do it on the opportunities globally, on networking opportunities globally, on the cloud computing, virtualization. So we could actually collaborate. And thank you so much for this such a great initiative, because I think, yeah, this is the time that, you know, we all now more discuss more professionally and try to you know, connect, interact more, so that we can you know, certainly build an impact on the careers of our people, yeah, across. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. And
Thank
last
you
thing
very
I want to add, because it's a Sunday, don't forget to eat your ice cream before you finish Sunday so you can get ready for work the next week. So don't forget about your you can't enjoy your Sunday without an ice cream. So have a good weekend, guys. All right. And
Thank you so much.
no problems.
Mur-
And thanks for participating. And yeah, and as I said, we got the Bizload WhatsApp group, Bizload Solution WhatsApp group. So if anyone wants to be added to that group, or anyone wants to be in the future wanted to add it, that's where we give the post of all the webinars. And please join in the future. And yeah, and have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and yeah, stay blessed. Thanks very much.
This is my
Thank you so
contact
much,
details.
Murtuza
So
bhai and Ijaz bhai.
please, you can
Yep.
take a screenshot and reach out to me. Feel free. We will be working together, Murtaza bhai and me, and on multiple other technology career opportunities, and also maybe slowly we'll also get into more of a domain, also non-IT domain areas also, Murtaza bhai. We will try to explore, you know, banking, telecom, healthcare, other industries also. IT anyway, is there an IT again, different careers, other technologies also. We will have more and more sessions in the future. So please, wherever, please kindly connect, collaborate, and work together. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Ijaz, and
Thank
that's
you.
his details. And as I said at the end, we're all here to help each other out,
Yes.
and from a business perspective and from a jobs perspective. Thanks very much, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and have a good Sunday.
Have a good day.
Thank you,
Have a good
Murtuza bhai.
evening
Thank you,
in
Ijaz bhai.
Australia,
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
Thanks.
Good day for
Thanks. All right.
the guys in Canada and
Thank you,
other.
sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.